Good evening. Nurses say strikes are a real likelihood after the Scottish Government moved to impose its latest pay offer. The Health Secretary met the unions this morning to try to avoid industrial action in Scotland. However, the largest nursing union says its members will be furious, having already voted to reject the offer. Our political correspondent Ewan Petrie reports.
As nurses in England announced 2 new strikes in the new year, unions here met with the Health Secretary to try to avoid similar walkouts. The Scottish Government has now decided to put in place its latest offer, a pay increase of 7.5% on average. That's despite the Royal College of Nursing, as well as midwives and the GMB union, voting against the deal.
We are asking for more negotiations to improve the offer. If the offer is not improved, there is a real likelihood of us moving towards industrial action. I hope that doesn't happen, and we'll do everything we can to avert that.
The majority of unions involved in these pay negotiations have accepted the offer.
I think overall we got a good deal, a good enough deal for this year, bearing in mind that we're going straight into 23-24 deal in January. So that's why I think our members have accepted it this time, and we will fight for more in 23-24.
The Scottish Government insists this is the best and final offer. Have you strengthened the resolve of those threatening strike action, though, by implementing this deal?
Look, I know there will be some members who will be unhappy about that. Some trade unions who told me that they would be unhappy about implementing the pay deal. But what we all agreed, whether you accept or rejected the deal, what we all agreed was that we would keep that discussion, that dialogue, which has been constructive, it's been positive, it's been robust at times, as you can imagine. But we're all committed to trying to avert strike action if possible.
All staff will receive the new pay deal, while those unions in dispute continue to push for more. Ewan Petrie, STV News.
There's a warning to plan ahead if you're intending to travel this Christmas. Rail services will be severely limited tomorrow as a result of strikes, and industrial action is affecting airports too. A senior reporter, Gordon Cree, has the latest on the festive getaway.
At Glasgow Airport, the arrival of the Dubai flight brought family reunions, many together for the first time in years.
I'm so excited, honestly. I've been looking forward to this for weeks.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely great.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's a bit emotional, actually. Yeah, it's really good.
Ahead of their mission around the world, the reindeer were in too, accompanied by Christmas carols. Strikes by Border Force staff who usually check passports didn't appear to be causing any significant delays. On the railways, a relatively quiet day is expected tomorrow. RMT members employed by Network Rail will be striking, which will have an impact on train operators in Scotland.
As a result of that, services will start to wind down from around 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and last services are reaching their destination around 6 p.m. So our advice to passengers is check before you travel.
The staggered start to the school holidays, with some areas finishing much earlier in the week, seems to have avoided major congestion on the roads as families travel for the festive season. But there were no shortage of Christmas tourists in the centre of Edinburgh.
There is now just one shopping day left, but the retailers won't know how much Christmas cheer there is for them until the doors are closed and the tills are counted tomorrow. With the cost of living crisis continuing to bite, though, many fear times will be tough for them too.
And it's certainly something shoppers have been thinking about.
I'm spending less, but I wouldn't say it's because of the financial situation. It's more because I realise that I used to spend too much.
Maybe being a little bit more careful, than usual, but I don't think it's made a huge difference.
There's deals to be had, there is, and I have spent less, but made sure I've got the days as well.
After the COVID restrictions of the last 2 years, this is the first normal Christmas since 2019, and while there's reflection on a difficult time, it seems the appetite for festive fun is undimmed. Gordon Cree, STV News, Edinburgh.
Other stories across Scotland, and a Turkish shipyard has been named as the preferred bidder to build 2 new ferries for Scotland's island communities. The vessels will be deployed on the Uig, Tarbert and Lochmaddy routes and be built to the same specification as the Isla ferries already under construction at the same yard. A man has been arrested and charged in connection with the death of a woman in Airdrie. 51-year-old Stacey Warnock died in Barra Drive on Tuesday. The 52-year-old man is expected to appear in court on Boxing Day. The Prime Minister says the UK government is correct to examine Scottish reforms making it easier for people to change gender. The Scottish Parliament has voted to lower to 16 the age when people can apply to change their legal gender.
Lots of people have got concerns about this new bill in Scotland, about the impact it will have on women and children's safety. So I think it's completely reasonable for the UK government to have a look at it, understand what the consequences are for women and children's safety in the rest of the UK, and then decide on what the appropriate course of action is.
COVID-19 cases in Scotland have risen, with the country having the highest number of infections in the UK. 1 in 40 people was estimated to have the virus in the week to December the 8th. To sport now, and the Premiership continues tonight. Rangers are in Dingwall to play Ross County, while Motherwell host Kilmarnock at Fir Park. Raman Bardwaj looks ahead to all of the weekend's top-flight games.
Get your fill of the action. STV Sports, sponsored by Papa John's Pizza.
After narrow wins against Hibs and Aberdeen, it's back-to-back games on the road for Rangers as Michael Beale aims to continue his 100% record when his side take on Ross County.
We're aware that it's the second away game in 3 days. It's there to challenge us, but we're looking forward to it. So I think the feel-good feeling of scoring so late in the game and winning the game the other night, you know, the adrenaline will get us through the next game.
At Celtic, Ange Postecoglou is set to make changes to his starting 11 when they host St Johnstone tomorrow.
If guys are performing at the levels we know they can, there's some pretty good players that are not getting some game time and training hard, and that's why we've got a squad, and you have to reward that at some point.
After their win over Kilmarnock, Hearts travel to Tannadice to face Dundee United.
We've had some good games against them in previous years since I've been here, so we know we have to be at it from the start, and looking again to get another positive result and move up in the table.
There was festive cheer at St Mirren today. The Buddies will be aiming to continue their good record at home when they host Aberdeen.
You want teams to know that when they come to St Mirren that they're going to have a tough day, and this season we've been excellent at home.
After their game was postponed last weekend, Motherwell return to action at home to Kilmarnock tonight. And in the capital, Hibernian host Livingston. Raman Bardwaj, STV News.
Get your fill of the action. STV Sports, sponsored by Papa John's Pizza.
Philip has the forecast, and it's getting clearer how Christmas is going to look.
Hello, good evening. Well, of course, over the next 24 hours, many of you will be driving home for Christmas. So let's take a quick look at the conditions out there for any of you taking that trip. Wind-wise, we will see some strong winds tonight and into tomorrow morning. Snow and ice, there's a yellow weather warning in place for the night of Christmas Day, lasting until 6 p.m. Boxing Day. And then, of course, the big question, will it be a white Christmas? Well, after a damp start to the day, there is a chance that we could see some snow flurries later on in the afternoon and into evening time. In the meantime, let's take a look at the forecast. Here is your weather.
Get set for a wet spell. TUI sponsors STV Weather.
Well, at the moment, we're seeing this large band of rain slowly spreading in from the south. Most of us will see it falling as rain, but it will be falling as snow on higher ground, anywhere between 300 and 400 metres. We're also seeing some quite strong winds moving in with that, gusts of between 20 and 30 miles per hour. So temperature-wise, tonight, most places staying above freezing, lows of around 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Christmas Eve, that band of rain will continue to work its way northwards, eventually clearing. We will see some further showers behind that through the afternoon, but also some drier, brighter spells before another band of rain will spread in through evening time. Temperature-wise tomorrow, 1 or 2 degrees above what we've seen today, highs around 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. And then for Christmas Day itself, a cold front works its way eastwards across the country, introducing cooler air, so temperatures down a few degrees. We'll also see some rain and sleet through the course of the afternoon with highs of 8. Bye-bye.
TUI sponsors STV weather.
The Coatbridge's very own Santa Claus is putting on a spectacular light display at his house for the last time. Thousands of families have flocked to Alistair Doyle's front garden for 2 decades, helping to raise more than £100,000 for charity. Well, Selena Jackson is there for us now.
Well, John, I don't think this needs much of an introduction. It looks absolutely spectacular here. The whole street, in fact, is actually illuminated from the lights from these incredible decorations behind me. Now, I have to say, we were hoping for snow this evening rather than rain, but I still think it looks pretty magical. Now, Alistair, who sets all of this up, adds to these decorations every year. He reckons he's spent about £30,000 on them in total. I had a quick catch up with him earlier on this week just to find out how huge a task it's been. For 20 years, families have come from near and far to see these Christmas lights.
I came in here and started decorating it up to the first window, and then after that I just went to town. When we first started, and that place was choked for the opening night. There can be up to 400 waiting to get in. So they took around the gardens one way.
Setting up decorations like these is no mean feat. It all begins in mid-October, and it comes with an electricity bill that would make your eyes water, reaching £15 a day. But now, having raised more than £100,000 for Ronald McDonald House in Glasgow, Alistair has decided it's time to put the ladders away for good.
My hips and my legs were sore, but now what do you call it with the cold weather? It's just an age thing. A lot of people are saying, you're going to miss it now, Alistair. I said, no, still getting the manger and 1 or 2 other things. I just love decorations.
Well, you can see the dreich weather here certainly hasn't put off all these families from coming along for this final display. And in fact, as I speak, we have a very special guest pulling up just behind us as well. Now, we all know how busy Santa Claus is at this time of year, particularly this weekend. He has a hectic schedule, but he's found a little bit of time to pop along here and see these lights for himself. I reckon he wouldn't have wanted to miss out on seeing this, and a great surprise for all the children who've come along this evening too.
You enjoy it too, Selena. Thank you. And from all of us on the STV News, have a very Merry Christmas. We'll leave you with the children of William Burgh Primary in Paisley singing us out and telling us what Christmas means to them.
Like singing. I've been singing for a long time, but I like it, yeah. And it's fun. And we have too much fun in Christmas, and I'm happy for Christmas. I love the warm feeling, eating mince pie, sitting in a blanket wrapped with hot chocolate on a cold day, watching a movie. This is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It used to like beep the "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but it is out of battery.
That's our singing group, so it's just about getting all the children together and getting to sing.
I've only just joined the singing group. I used to sing in my home, but then my auntie told me I was a great singer, so I joined the singing group.